Okay, hello, hello friends, hello. Who is here? Hubert, the Mad, hello, Funzy, hi, Eric, yo, Codebra, what's good? ODM, Timmy, good day. Kit, oops, thanks for the prime. Frankie, hello, Sean, what's good? Oh, Corgi Butts, hello. How are you? Gam, made banana bread? Oh. Wait, now the hard part of letting it cool, just eat it hot. I'm gonna be in and out working on college race car team stuff. Is this FSAE? College race cars team stuff? Sounds like FSAE. Reinfo SAE Baja. Okay, that's cool. Very cool. I used to do a little bit of SAE stuff. Lamb, what's up? You made chili tonight. Sounds yummy. Aetherak, thanks again for Desma. It's superb. Oh, thank you for the tier 1, and also you're welcome. I'm glad you like it. Stealth, hello. Shona, ayo, how's it going? Harry Smallwood, hello. First time hearing about the brand. Yeah, I've never personally had an experience with Geist before. This is actually a coincidental thing. I had a client send out this board, and actually initially the plan for this board was that I was going to build this like off stream, because that was the original request. And so basically, you know, I was like, oh, I think it's an interesting board, so I was like, oh, you know, maybe I could build it on stream. So I kind of freed up a little bit of time and rearranged my schedule a bit, and we fit it into the schedule. So here we are. I'm here with my Stein and Schnitzel. Abstraction, how's it going? It is a unique aesthetic, though, Huntex, I agree. Everything manual in German except the PCB. Didn't know that. Blue Crayon, what's up? Sorry, I'm like catching up here. You know about ANSYS? I did 3-phase electric motor stuff for a little bit, when they were switching over to electric as well. Well, not switching over, they're doing a secondary endurance car with electric. Yeah. And then I dabbled a little bit on carbon fiber. Diego, where do you get those frames? Oh, these? These are technically, these are Ray-Ban frames, but Ray-Ban frames, if you go through like your regular store, right? The problem with Ray-Ban frames is that they'll always sell them. The music is a bit loud. Okay, yeah, they'll always sell them with the Ray-Ban like lenses, and that's very expensive. So what I did was I actually bought the Ray-Ban frames from a supplier in Italy, shipped it internationally, which was a lot cheaper because it's provided by, because Luxottica, right? Luxottica owns everything in terms of like all these big popular brands, right? And their frames. And so I ordered it through a supplier, through a retailer that is supplied by Luxottica in Italy, and had it shipped to the US. Just got the frames and then went to my optometrist, with whom I had taken my eye exam, and asked them to fit lenses for it. And that was very cheap because I could go through my insurance, and basically it was the same price as any normal vision insured lenses. So it was like, I got mine with like a few coatings, so it was like 60 for the lenses, but the frame was like, I think the frames were like somewhere sub 100, right? So all in all, like, it was a pretty good deal in terms of like, I wanted that specific frame, and the lenses, I just got them fit through the optometrist, so it pretty much is on my prescription, and everything was good, and it was as cheap as possible. So yeah. Conan, what's up? So these are made in Italy Ray-Bans. I mean, they're all made by Luxottica, so it doesn't matter who makes them. Probably a factory in China. I don't know. And they're not. Yeah. They're nothing special other than the fact that I had tried them at a store and I liked them, and I figured I'm gonna find that exact model, but I'm gonna try to find it cheaper. It was pretty expensive otherwise. So yeah, I'm getting excited. My bar light should be shipping in the next few weeks. Oh, very nice. That should be soon. All right, so yes, indeed, today we are going to be building the Geist. I actually don't know what model is this or anything like that. Like, I actually don't know much about the Geist. So I was actually just opening up the page, the product page, and the website to kind of read a little bit about it. And so here we are. Like, you guys are going to find out about the board as much as I will, in this whole process. So yeah, so this is the box. It says made in Germany by Geistmaschine. Oh, is the manual focus on? I'm not sure. Let me double check that. Okay, there. So there it is. I'm not sure what it says. But and then here it says ANSI or ISO 65% layout, rotary encoder, engineered and manufactured in Berlin, Germany, accent blocker 3D bracket mount, floating design, FR4 switch plates, magnetic. Okay, cool. So that's the box. So you open up the box, and the box top is heavy because it has the PCB and the plate in it. So you open up the top and you take out your plate with these brackets already on it. And then there's the foam. Here we have PE foam and plate foam. Here we have a PCB. I think we just have an extra PCB over here, right? Here's the PCB. It has these flex cuts. Interesting indeed. And then, yeah, basically, it's just a PCB. This is kind of cool. It just has the sizings like printed out at the front there. That's kind of neat. You can split your space bars anywhere from 7U all the way down to 225 to 75, or 3Us if you want, like 313. And then it's a 65% layout. So you have ANSI and ISO support, split right shift. You have step caps lock support, you have split backspace support, and the bottom row layouts that I mentioned earlier. It looks like it's connected using a ribbon cable over here. So it uses a sort of ribbon cable, not a JST, and it uses an ATmega and an ATmel microcontroller, so just an ATmega 3032U4, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it should be QMK and VIA compatible as well. Wonder who designed the PCB? No clue. Maybe it was actually also done by the same person behind the keyboard design. At least it seems to be implied, but I'm not sure. Okay, so let's take out the parts here. So I pretty much kind of like put my hands through, and I seem to be getting here what appears to be the case. It's wrapped. So this has not been opened. So let's take a look. Obviously I did not open this before, so I actually am seeing this for the first time myself. Let's just make sure that we unpack this carefully. Oh, there it is. There's the end. Oh, design in collaboration with community member and PCB designer E. Bastler. Yeah, okay. Mr. E. Bastler, I know him. He worked with Linworks and KLC on some of the PCBs. I believe he also worked in designing the TGR KLC collab on the Dolus. Yeah, he did he has done a bunch of PCBs. So here we have the bottom piece. This is the graphic edition. So this is the back and this is the bottom here. So that's the bottom case. We have our case foam here, which I was told we should use. I was told we're not gonna use the plate foam or the PE foam. So just I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Okay, I'm gonna just put this aside for a second. And then, so here we have our like serial, I guess. And it says GE1 serial number approved by the, you know, the designer. And I believe this should contain hardware. This is pretty nice. So it's a magnetic enclosure cardboard box that has some hardware. Obviously this just fell out, but it has 2 bolts here. We have some countersunk screws and some daughterboard cable, daughterboard screws, I think, if I'm not mistaken. We have some of these feet and gasket pieces. So let's take those out and just make sure we don't lose them. And we have our ribbon cable, just thin ribbon cable. This is serialized, I think, just the authentication card, essentially. I don't think the board is serialized, but we can look. I can take a look if it is, but I don't think it is. Here's our rotary encoder. It comes with, so the rotary encoder itself comes with the USB-C port, because it stays on the top left, I think. So there's our rotary encoder with the USB. Here we have our half moon weight. I do believe this is part of the design that makes it so contentious and somewhat interesting. Something that's just kind of really stands out as unique is particularly the half moon that sits at the back of the board. Inside the case is serialized too. Oh, very nice. I did not see. Oh, it is serialized. I see it on the lower left over there. I'll show you guys in just a minute. So this is the back of our board. This is the half moon that gets wedged at the back and just kind of sits like this, right? This is definitely the kind of like the signature, visual signature piece of the Geist. We have our rotary encoder here, the knob at least, so we can take out the knob as well. And then we have our little bracket piece that also goes as part of the accent. Is the music still too loud or too soft or anything like that? I just wanted to make sure to check with you guys. So, and then, did I miss something? I think that's it, right? I believe that's it. It doesn't matter if you're repetitive because and what you're saying, because I'm also finding out myself, and you know, if anything, it's fine for me to find out with you guys' help. So basically this is the case, it seems. So it is indeed serialized in there. You can kind of see the logo and the number. There it says engraved Geist GE graphic edition. Pretty neat. It's a neat, it's an interesting finish. I guess this is anodized, but it's like kind of striated a little bit, so that's interesting. Let's see. I think these are. Oh, I see. These are just extra brackets for the mounting. So put that aside. I assume that's the gaskets. So let's put these guys aside. I don't think I'm gonna be using these fellas here. maybe the extra PCB as well. I don't think I'll be using that. I do have an aluminum plate here, which I will be using that for the build. So maybe you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually leave this PCB in the top case as it was, and I'm just gonna open up the packed one. It's probably just easier for me to do that. Layout, okay, yeah. Because this kind of fits perfectly here, so I'm just gonna wedge it into this part. The top should be sandstone. Okay. Good to know. Also, did I miss anything? Did you get the build guide? I just opened it up, so I'm gonna look through it just now. Okay, so let's just take a quick look. Okay, with the Geist case laying upside down, remove the. Okay, I see. So that's basically the housing part. Okay, so we can take that off. Okay, all right. Stick the adhesive pour-on gaskets to the top case. Stick the 4 rectangular shaped gaskets in the bottom case. Blah blah blah. Put the assembly on and put it all back together. Okay, cool. All right. So let me go ahead and do that. So let's see. So let's go back here. It says with the Geist case laying upside down. Remove the 3 slotted plastic security screws, which are these guys here. These are minus shaped. I have to say, minus shaped screws always give me make me a little bit anxious, a little bit nervous, because screwdrivers can slip. So you just gotta always be careful with like these minus shaped screwdrivers and screws, because the screwdriver can just whoop, and you don't want to scratch anything, right? So. Okay. Strip screws? No, not strip screws. I'm not talking about strip screws, but more so about, you know, like if it slips like this. Okay, so you remove that, and now we can take out the housing. So this is the housing that goes around, right? And then this is the bottom case. Okay, and that's the top case. So the gaskets will go on this, right? So let's, this is an interesting assembly. I see why they call it floating design. We can go ahead and stick those gaskets now, since we already have it right here. Okay, so these are pretty much sized accordingly, so should be simple enough. There's also an optional T stand. Yeah, I did see that. The design language is the half moon. Got it. Yeah, I did see that there was a guide for the T stand as well. The T stand is basically going to be the other way to put the back portion. Okay, so gaskets go here at the top. Oh yeah, that's right, Mr. David, Mr. Nihon Gem. How do you like the TGR Lena that you bought at the Seoul meetup? So much to this case. Any interesting GBs happening now? GBs, interesting GBs. Gotta say, I'm not sure. We have a lot of in-stock stuff. Like recently, I featured like what the Constellation, like Polycarp Constellation, which was in stock. Kangaroo was also in stock, full size. And then yeah, there's a bunch of budget boards too. I think recently I did like Neo 80. That was like relatively rapid fulfillment, pre-order through Cordy Keys. I know a few other people are doing some other reviews. Like I think I saw someone do like the Antipody Studios Alto. I think that was like, I think Apiary and I think Patty featured that one too. Oh man, this one's like not sticking. There we go. I also heard the GB structure kind of shit the bed. I mean, yeah, because there's a lot of stuff in stock too, right? So there is favor towards having in stock, right? So I think that's the key thing here. Alive for small-time designers, yes. So it is still fine for small-time designers slash like small vendors, or even if it's not like a particularly small vendor, like pre-orders that are meant to be smaller scale. I think that's fine to have a GB, because basically it's under the assumption that you will be hitting MOQ. I think that's kind of like where we're going towards. It's running. If you are running small, like small quantity designs, then you know you're assuming that you're going to be hitting that MOQ, and so people are running them accordingly to that. All right. And yeah, there's been vendors going under and such, so yeah. All right, I'm just gonna stick these gaskets while I'm looking at this build guide, so that we just make sure that things are in place, and then we'll go ahead and assemble the switches and the stabs into the PCB and plate, and then finally we can go ahead and oh crap. Okay. Let's see. But yeah, that's kind of like how it is right now. If to put it in short, what is this monologue in this song? I have no clue. I'm not listening carefully, so. Man, these gaskets really stick. Okay. It's a little crooked though. I don't like it. Alright, let's skip that. I don't know what's even a good way to keep track of boards. Is Mech Group Buy still active? Or, I mean, Geekhack, people still do post to Geekhack for what it's worth. I would say, like, if you follow a few of the bigger keyboard content folks, it's also gonna be easy to follow them. Like, they're gonna be covering most of the scene stuff. I would say, like, Alex is probably the one who's doing the most in the scene right now. And yeah, I think, like, yeah, just occasionally looking at Geekhack is fine. I miss McMerlin GB vids. What's McMerlin up to now, actually? I have no clue. Haven't seen. Did he effectively retire, or? Black Simon does do a lot of the GB review stuff, right? I think. Simon, so you can always check with them. Merlin goes live occasionally? Oh, okay, there you have it. So he does still do stuff. I miss Top Clack, dude. You're talking about, like, how many years ago? Insert the daughter board power on sheet in the upper left corner and the bottom case. Okay, so this just basically goes in place of that. I think this is the shape. Okay, cool. Alright, so now we're pretty much done with this part here, and the next part is just going to be us putting the assembly together after doing the switches and the stabs. So we'll be doing that, and then we'll move forward from there. Gam, what did I do to deserve a spoon? Yeah, what did ODM do? Nothing wrong with ODM. Simon can be a tad bit critical. Oh yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that people say. But yes, Simon does do regular ICGB reviews. So much foam and rubber. Yeah, definitely a decent bit of foam here. Well, I mean, just actually foam is just that. These are some kind of brackets, I guess. I guess this is the rubber, yeah, and then this is just a feet for the bottom piece, I assume. Okay, so let's see, stabs. So today we're gonna do full backspace, step caps lock, and 7U. Bro, it's crazy to think of Top Clack as old, but at this point it is. Like, at this point, Top Clack is history. You know, it's crazy to say that, but it is. Those are the isolation floating gaskets. Yeah, got it. Oh, like those guys over there? These guys? Okay. You take those out so neatly, I just dump over. The only reason I don't dump over is because I have to put stuff back, like the extra stabs, you know? And I'm gonna have to separate these anyway, so might as well just be neat about it and not do effort to put these back. So like I can just close it like this and leave it aside. What exactly was Top Clack? Top Clack was the first Twitch stream channel that covered news in the keyboard community. At first, it began with two people, Keycaps, Brian, and Huey, Man of Interest, as a way to invite guests, namely community members in the keyboard community, right? Who like maybe they run like their vendors, right? Maybe this we're talking about like Jay Chan of Keycaps. Maybe we're talking about Binge from Hungerworks Studio, Hata, who eventually did work with Input Club. So it basically was like a kind of like a talk show, not quite a show, but it was mostly like inviting guests and talking about news in the keyword community as well as talking about it themselves. So it was just two individuals basically co-hosting a not quite sort of like interview style / just rants and bants. And they started in, I guess, between late 2016 and early 2017 is when Top Clack started. So that was Top Clack. Eventually, excuse me. Eventually, Man of Interest left Top Clack, and Mr. J, who at the time was not prototypist, Jay joined Top Clack as the second host. And then Top Clack transitioned into a more just two people doing their thing kind of gig, with not very many guests coming in. And then eventually I think the activity sort of diverged as both Brian, Keycaps, and Jay had other interests in mind / other things that they needed to do in their lives. And so that's kind of like how the activity through Top Clack dwindled eventually. And I mean, like, both of them are still active community members, by the way, Keycaps and Jay, right? Like, Jay obviously runs Prototypist, so he's a vendor now. Keycaps, on the other hand, he's still a decently active community member. And he was always active in the Seattle mechanical keyboard area. So yeah, man, I do owe a lot to Keycaps, Brian. Keycaps was pretty much one of the first few people I approached, for like tips about building keyboards. He was very knowledgeable and helpful in general. Like, he was always very open to questions, and he was always like the type of person who was like, there's no stupid questions and it's fine. And he basically like really was eager to help people who were new to the community. So yeah, he was one of the folks who's very, very helpful in my early days in the hobby, and I'm sure a lot of people think of him that way too. Keyboards kind of just became the same thing over and over at some point. New designs died for a while, but that's just always been like that. I feel like keyboards haven't really been like, they go through segments of time during which the designs do appear to be similar and the motifs are the same, but that's like been always, I feel like, since I joined. There was a time when everything was a very specific thing. Top mount with like brass, or sandwich with like brass, and like, corner blockers had that thing for a bit, right? Yeah, and then the whole gasket mount thing had its phase, and then the foam thing had its phase. We have had this always. So I think, like, if you basically bastardize and oversimplify keyboards, at the end of the day, you can definitely say it's kind of it's just the same thing over and over. I think it's about, like, at least for me, it's about like, just have to appreciate that there are some small subtleties in between one design and the other, or like one product and the other, and it's whether you appreciate that or not. And if it's not for you, then you can just chalk it up as part of the noise, and that's it. Is Kailh still a thing? They still do sell keyboards through their what they call their drawings, but they're essentially raffles that happen through accounts created in their website. But yeah, Top Clack, yeah, it's been a while since they've streamed because they pretty much did it on their individual schedules for a while. Isn't Chewy with Kanekys now? Yes, Chewy and Osiris were the two original hosts for Mechs on Deck. And eventually, yes, Chewy did eventually start working with Kanekys. Was it? No, hold on. Was it Chewy or was it Osiris? Oh, actually, was it both? I need to like refresh, but I believe so. I believe it was Chewy. Yeah, I'm not sure about Osiris. That Chewy is CK Chewy? Yes, CK Chewy is going to be Mechs on Deck Chewy. Now we can have case tolerances so good that a piece of paper can't pass through. Boy, do I have a cake starter for you. Boy. Yeah, but if you go to like the Top Clack Discord, yeah, Quick Games is still around, Brian. Trax Aber, hello, and thank you so much for the Prime. You ain't got a loop stabs or something? I am. I'm breaking these clips in because they're a little bit on the tighter side for on these TX stabs. All right. So what I do is, so the wire doesn't freely rotate, right? Like if I let this wire kind of like that, you see how it doesn't fall? But on this one it will because I broke it in a little bit. It's hard to show it, but basically like it rotates freely here at that hinge, right at that edge. But right now this one doesn't at all. Like I kind of have to push it. So loosening it up slightly before I start lubing them, so that because once you lube it, it doesn't really like loosen up because the lube kind of gets in the way of everything. Paper tolerance is the new gasket mounted buzzword. Oh boy. What are your favorite stabs? I still prefer, I will say I pretty much use all of the ones that are well known. So cherry clip-ins are fine with me. They will have like a looser tolerance, but you can still loop them to pretty much like perfect working order. So cherry clip-ins will work. I'll say for clip-ins, otherwise you can try these TX stabs, like of the different generations, whichever is fine, whichever you have available to you is fine. They're all workable. They all have their little quirks though, each generation of TX stabs, because, well, I mean, that's why they revised them. AP, funnily enough, it happens to indeed be almost perfect in the sense that it is not perfect. It's a bit ironic. Like for example, these tight clips, right? Like that's a part that is not perfect about it in a lot of people's opinions, right? Very, very tight tolerances, but tight tolerance can be a good thing too, right? So it's like it helps, but it doesn't help because you do have to pay attention to small details like this. So I have a bunch of TX AP stabs and I use them pretty much for all my builds now. If you want screw-ins, Stabies and Durock V2s are pretty much still the way to go. If you have Zeals, that's fine, they still work as well. But that's pretty much what I would use. If I wanted or needed screw-ins, then yeah, I would just use those two, Durock V2s or Stabies. Whichever I have available is okay with me. I don't really care whichever it ends up being. TX makes screw-ins too now, yeah. I haven't tried the screw-ins for TX actually. because I never have had to buy them. Either because nobody has sent me TX screw-ins to try, like client or vendor wise. Like I have never been sent TX screw-ins so far. And then secondly, I also haven't had the need to buy TX screw-ins for myself because I have so many TX clip-ins with me. Yeah, I also have a whole bag full of cherry clip-ins too. I think I have like 200 of them or whatever. I also bought them in bulk a while back and still have a ton. So whenever I decide to not use TX tabs, I'll just go through my cherry clip-in bag and I'll be fine. Diego, I'm talking today. Ooh, very nice. I should have switched to Topper today, but kind of felt like typing on the corner. Gateron stabs on CK in the clear variant are $8. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so after I like break in the stab, so to speak, I just undo one of them at a time, and what I will do is just lube this inner part for where the wire goes. Also, Derbs, hello, what's up, Diego? How are you? Just got out of the hobby like 2 years ago and started to get the itch again, so here I am again. Well, welcome back, first of all. And second, you know, feel free to let us know what you're looking for nowadays. Like, what brought you back? What got you feeling the itch again? Weren't you already happy with what you had, or what's the deal? The only two things that makes me use cherry clip-ins versus TX is the price. I mean, yeah, price is a big factor for sure. I had the luck to purchase a ton of TX APs at a cheaper price because I was purchasing basically like bulk, but not quite bulk. I was just basically tagging along like a big order, so I got like a discount. But yeah, I still haven't run through them, so that's why I just still have a bunch. Honestly, though, I do have a surplus of materials, so at this point, I really try not to buy into like these big buys or pre-orders or whatever for supplies because I have enough. I found a blank JP Snow HKB on MM. It has the ugly 25th function key. Wait, I like the 25th anniversary function key, but also I prefer blanks on HKB. But what's wrong with the 25th anniversary FN key? I like it personally. I don't know why you think it's ugly. I like it. Different taste though. Oh yeah, and the Neo stabs were pretty good. The Neo stabs were the ones that came with the Neo 80. Or at least the ones that I tried were with the Neo 80, and those were clip-ins, and they're pretty good. Oops, dropped the insert here. Got it. Those are like $8 per. Oh, not bad. Oh, it's AliExpress shipping. I see. Yeah, that can take a while to arrive. I've actually never had an AliExpress package lost or anything of this sort, but the only thing is it just takes a while to arrive. I still have to get a Topi board. Tried a ton of Keep Life and they're lovely. Oh, you like them. That's good. That's a good start. That said, I mean, I've said it many times that, I mean, those of you who have been regular or know me already know that Topi was basically like one of my first loves in the hobby. When I went to my first meetup, I fell in love with Topi. Which in a way is ironic. Where's Krellbit? This song reminds me of him. Yeah. Doesn't go well. Oh, I see. You have the FN with the blings. Oh, I see. That sucks. So you don't have any extra white blank keys. That's kind of a bummer. This person replaced their blank FN key with the 25th anniversary one and did not give you the FN blank. I mean the regular blank. That's so annoying. SMH, my head is right. He'll read it eventually. Yeah, I know. I'm taking my sweet time here. Just got 6 packs. Nice. I have nothing now except for Cat Refined set. I'm starting from scratch. Cloudline was an itch I could never scratch. I never had a T-Kill, so I might try finding one. Well, guess what, Derbs? If you're looking for a Cloudline right now, can someone just do a quick search for the Cloudline? I bet it's not that pricey now, right? Cloudline. Okay, 750. Okay, 800. Oh, still kind of expensive. Okay. 650. I see a 650. Winkeela's Navy. 725. Yo, why are these people? How much was a Cloudline on retail? GB. It's probably like a $500 board or whatever, right? 650-ish. That's not that cheap. Okay, so it's like a kind of an expensive board. So but you can basically, what I'm saying is, you will not be paying JJW multiplier of 2021, if you know what I'm saying, or 2022. When was the JJW multiplier meme? But that's the good news. When did this SMH my head start? I don't know. It's hard for us boomers to catch up with it. I went to my first meetup and realized that I was way over lubing my switches. Going to meetups is a good way to find out how different your builds are from other people. Went to meetups and realized everyone is way over lubing theirs, which is also true. Or at least sometimes you do feel that way as well. I definitely have my moments like that. How are key called stocks? I wonder how much they go for an MM. I'm actually not sure. Actually decent. Especially like the ones that haven't had their like models released, like the #1 T-Kills are a good example, yeah. I've seen them for retail. So not bad, though. Derivatives are selling pretty much at cost in the EU. It's a nice board, though, by the way. I don't know. Do people like the derivative? Does anyone here have or had the derivative from the production run? Did you enjoy it? How do you feel about it? Or do you own it? Are you typing on it? I love my derivative. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a pretty nice little board. Not to mention, I do enjoy how you can do several mounts and all that jazz, right? But it's a really pretty design. Like, it's one of the boards that I painstakingly, or just painfully have had to accept that I will not purchase at the moment because I already have too many boards, and I really am trying to limit my purchasing, like really hard. Okay, like I've actually been getting rid of like random shit at my place because obviously because my partner does complain that I have too much shit, and number two, the fact that I'm not using certain things, and so stuff sitting accumulating dust is a bad thing, and so I gotta rehome that stuff, and I just have I just have things I like, enjoy, and that I like I'm using often, and that's more than enough. So yeah, gotta KonMari the other shit, Go to meetups and envy people stab lubing skills. TJ James for 7-8K. That was a crazy time, man. Crazy time. Every meetup I go to, I feel the itch to get into artisans. Artisans are the true non-ending end game, so to speak, because at the end of the day, it's art. Like, whether you consider it pop art or fine art, it doesn't really matter what your perspective on it actually ends up being, but it's because the options are limitless. It literally is an endless pit of money that you'll end up spending if you don't stop. Like, hello? Like a dumbass like myself. But I enjoy it, so that's why I still do it. That said, I also enjoy I enjoy putting artisans on my board and looking at them and talking to artisans and people and being enthusiastic about all that, right? That said, I cannot recommend it as a financially sound decision to make. 100% cannot recommend. But it's a fun time to be with fellow enthusiasts, talk about it, and enjoy the art. That's all cool, discuss it and just have fun like that. That's nice, and enjoy it on your boards, and they look nice. But it's definitely simply a luxury and a rabbit hole. It's just the way it is. The only thing that has gone up is OTD. Yeah, true. Typing derivative. Basically, every board is selling for cost or less on MM. True. I have one. I like it. How bassy it is. Sold my derivative as soon as it delivered. Can you pester Canon keys for an Altair X? Ooh, yeah. I actually wanted to pester Canon keys for the Altair X and also the Art Key 75%. Just not because I like the Art Key 75%. Trust me, I don't really like how it looks just because of the features. But it's the one board. Is the one board that isn't that is like an artisan collab, and like I'm into artisan stuff, so I don't know, I feel like I want to check it out. I want to see what Artkey was up to with Canon keys, so I want to take a look at that. I'll probably ask at some point. Let's see. I'm enjoying Horangi 60. Not sure what that is. Your partner's wrong. Don't listen to her. Nah, she's totally right. But yeah, if you got a Zachworks Ogre, I'll take that off your hands. Look at this. Look at this. If you have a Nudu, I'll gladly take it as a... Sorry, I'm like catching up here. Are you looking for anything aftermarket lighting? Yeah, kinda. Like, I still casually want... Not casually, but as in, I still low-key really want a DK Saber, an LZRE, and a TGR Jane CE. I actually don't like the TGR Jane V1, the first version, because of the flat sides. I actually like it with the shelf. Those are the 3 boards, I would say, that I would love to try out. I actually don't care too much about 356CL and those OTD stuff. I actually really love my 456, and that's pretty much my peak TKL for the old ones. But that's just yeah. Artisans are a deep hole. Yeah, it's endless. Okay, artisans are too expensive for me right now. Artisans are expensive. Period. No question. Got rid of my artisan regretfully. Was sad when I remember I sold my Leafy. I wanted 420. No. I'm gonna try and see if they'll accept my sob story. Oh man. Anyone else pivot from the keyboard hobby into a watch hobby? Not me. Thank God. There's no bongos I want so bad, but I know I'll never own. Depends on which ones actually. History Lord Maker Personage, art in the one Keycaps. Sorry, I'm here like trying to catch up. You need to go to next Seoul meetup. I really fucking want to go to. I'm so jealous of anybody who went to Seoul Expo, by the way. Super jealous, extremely jealous. I'm so jealous. I want to go to Korea. Anyway, that's it. Alter X was so nice IRL. I want to see it at some point, although I'm not too good at ergo stuff, so I don't get how Art Key 75 with no artisan spot. Escape is the artisan spot. What do you mean? You should have bought Whirlwind's V1 CE. No, too expensive. I'll be honest. I want these crazy Grail boards, yada yada, but I'll be extremely frank with you. I have zero willingness, honestly, to pay that much for them. It feels like a waste of money. So no. You like a few grand? No, forget about it. I'm not interested. Maybe ask if you had asked me like a long time ago. Probably I would have like been like, maybe if I sacrifice some things I can get it. No, not anymore. I'm pretty happy with what I have, so I don't really really care about selling stuff to buy more expensive stuff. It feels trivial. B Vega, hello. Thanks for the 11 months. Thank you. Watching keyboard, I mean, literally every expensive gas-driven hobby has an overlap, FYI. So that's coffee, keyboards, audio, watches, fashion, any kind of expensive fashion. Many things that have an expensive, deep end will have that overlap. And they're all driven by FOMO, by gas. If you don't know what gas is, it's gear acquisition syndrome. Like that desire to acquire things and upgrade things and all that. Which, yeah, it hits everybody when you get into those things. And snake oil, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, there is misinformation out there too, so that's also valid. The bongo I want could be obtained if I had good trades. Bongo seems like they've become a lot more accessible. They have, actually. They dropped a lot towards like retail-ish. A lot of them, at least. A good chunk. Even some like pretty complex and pretty nice ones. If I had money, I would get the DG. It's a good looking board. Well, assuming that you also like the history part, it's like a board that has charm to it for sure. How much does a Jane V2 go for? I have no idea actually. I haven't really kept track, but I assume a lot of the Jane V2 owners are also gonna be people who there are two people. Either people who participate in the original group buy or whatever and have owned it since, and want us maybe they're basically like the people who are expecting to be bought out. They're basically gonna be like, either you buy for this much, right, and we'll never sell it, or number two, the people who did pay the high prices of a peak period of market demand and will not sell it unless they can recover XYZ amount of money, which happens a lot too. And basically they'll hold on to it forever now, or just take a loss, which is unlikely, but I would say a lot of people, a lot of owners might be in that category. Yeah. I have chronic gas. I mean, yeah, everybody does. Yeah, it hits the hardest when you start out for everything. Yeah. Fortunately, I have gotten into keyboards so deep, right, that I don't get that much gas about other hobbies because I already know the dangers of the gas, right? So I like, for example, for audio, I wanted specific headphones and that was it. I bought it and that was out. Never wanted anything again. I look at people's setups and I'm like, oh, that looks cool, but I would not buy it. You know, that's how I feel now. And it's the same with coffee. Like, I'm like, oh, that looks cool, but I also would not buy it. Because I know it's this like humongous rabbit hole. So I know I can settle with something that's less and it's okay. But I think that's mostly due to the experience of having been in the keyboard hobby, where I learned somewhat in the hard way that it's an endless pit if you really look deep into it, right? I ended up replacing keyboards with rare cactus and succulents. Oh, that's kind of cute. All these budget-friendly boards feel like a trap. Yeah, because you might end up buying it and you're like, oh, it's so cheap, now I can buy some more. But this one's so cheap also. Oh, and they're doing it in a purple color that I really like. Oh, I'm gonna buy that. And then you're like, oh, they're doing it in a green color that I like and it's only $100. Let me go get that too. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, it's just an additional $30 for me to get a PCB and a plate. Oh, okay, I'm gonna buy that too. And then you're like, oh, but I didn't have time to do that rebuild. But oh, it's so cheap, it's such a good deal. I'm gonna buy that too. And then that's how you accumulate all these things. Hi, my name is Diego, aka Lightning Keywords, and I am a victim of gas of my own. And it's totally my fault, and that's fine. I admit to it because it's okay. That's it. I kind of knew going in, right? But I know exactly what the outcome is. Well, it'd be an ideally good way not to go down that rabbit hole. Map it out. Map out a plan and stick to the plan and get out as soon as you're done with the plan, you're done. Planning things out is the best way. Don't look back. Do what you plan. Don't look back and move on with your life. Get distracted by something else. And hope that the distraction is not yet another hobby that basically requires that kind of willpower effectively. So if you're the type who is like a serial, like kind of like serially addicted to these like improvement based hobbies, then you'll permanently be stuck in it. Just like all of us. But like people sometimes like pivot into like physical activity or like you know, like sports and that kind of stuff, right? Or like maybe like dance class or whatever, you know, or like hiking and traveling, and that's a different kind of money pit, so to speak, but it categorized in such a different way that I don't think it ends up being the same risk as like this indoor hobby like keyboards, where all you can do is accumulate because you have the space, and even if you don't, you'll just kind of pile it up because it's safe at home. You know, you don't risk. I was talking about this with my partner, right? And basically it's like you can't compare something, for example, that you're buying to be portable, right? Let's say you're trying to buy a nice laptop. The problem with a laptop, or rather the thing about a laptop, is that you have to take it outside. So it's an object that you inherently risk by taking outside, because someone can steal it, or it needs to be portable, like it needs to be a certain weight or whatever, certain requirements, right? And all that, right? But for example, a keyboard is this like stationary object that can just stay indoors, right? Like, yeah, maybe it's one of those, like, maybe your requirement is that it's portable, but I'm talking about like generally speaking, like, or a nice coffee machine, right? Like it all stays inside the home, the establishment, the business, whatever, right? So it's much easier to like upgrade those. It's kind of like getting nicer furniture. Laptop can make you money, true. That's assuming that you actually do the work. Man who made this playlist, they def gotta be a VTuber weeb. I know who that is. Their name is Gamuel. One in, one out has been very useful too. That's a good way to do it too, yeah. One in, one out is a very, very good rule to have. Gam radio is based. I can skip it if you guys don't like it. Okay. Stabs are done. So yeah, okay, they didn't want foam. The out's going slower than the ins though. It's actually so much harder to push the out, so to speak, because selling and trading or whatever in this hobby, honestly, sometimes such a big pain. I mean, just in general it is though. Dealing with people and shipping and all that, right? Those are some wild mounting tabs. I know. I kind of get a little nervous how like long these tabs are. Thinking like, oh man, what if I like accidentally tip it over like this and then like it bends? Because the aluminum is not like that sturdy. It's somewhat soft. Those are some cantilevers. Yeah. It'll all make sense in the end. No, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure the design is fine. But it's just interesting to see. That's all. A lot like life. It'll all make sense at the end. Yeah, surely. Does it make sense that I'm into this hobby as much as I'm in? I don't know if that will make sense at the end of life, but there's a mouse in my room. I thought I was tripping. Oh my god. Not so sure about artisans. Fair. It's no different from like collecting random shit, you know, collectibles, posters, I don't know, paintings, stuff that has a limit. There's yesterday bug fell on my shoulder outside and crawled into my, oh my god. Oh, do not. Oh, that's awful. I hate bugs so much. Getting boxes that are the right size too. Oh, that's a big one. Yeah, that is annoying. Keyboards are about the friends you make along the way, I found. Yeah, that's true. I do love my friends in the community. Could we be part of the hobby but not own any keyboards? Yeah, I actually know someone like that. I actually know someone who owns the same keyboard from 5 years ago, but they attend all the meetups. Is his name Drew? No, it's not. It's not Dr. Ua. But he's a good example, I think. He certainly doesn't buy much. Like, kudos if you have picky taste and won't buy much. You know? Not gonna lie, forgot you were streaming. It's fine. I know you effectively don't care about my streams, Drew. That's cool with me. Or sorry, about every keyboard stream. Let me be specific. Real and true? I mean, what? I mean, I know. Do you think I watch keyboard streams a lot? It's hard to. I join in just to chat with the people there for a little bit, and then, but then yeah, I can't really. I do have a harder time like sticking around for a long time. Yeah. I wouldn't watch it. There was no chat. I mean, yeah, of course not. Pretty boring. Just to see this random person, just, you know, fiddling around with keyboard parts. It's very repetitive. After you understand once, it's just like routine. Is this the right spot? Yeah. Okay. Five and a half year of keyboard streams? Yeah, I get that. CEO Kiwi. He's definitely the best new addition to Lightning keyboard streams in the past few years. In the past year, really. Real and true. And based and not cringe. What's your preferred lube after all this time, Diego? I still prefer to use 205 for all my stab needs personally. I know some people don't. I know some people say I'm an idiot for doing that, or it's just, you know, one of those things that some people are like, and then no man, my dielectric grease or my BDZ, but I don't like those that much. I still like my 205 for stabs. For switches, it kind of depends, but 205 and 3204 are pretty much my go-tos. Krytox oils I occasionally use, but not so much because it's just the application is not as consistent. You can make it consistent, but they do run, so if you overdo it, they can be very muted and kind of runny feeling, you know. But they can sometimes be pretty nice, like just Krytox oil based application. So, but yeah, I think my go-to is just 3204 and 205. 205 is nice if you have like a somewhat scratchier switch, or maybe like a switch that you wouldn't mind masking some of the personality or some of the characteristic, like stock characteristic of it, right? Because it's like thicker, so it kind of just like masks it out, filters it out a little bit. So for that, 205 is nice. Also 205 just applies pretty easily. And 3204 is nice if you kind of want to preserve a little bit of the stockness of the switch. And especially if you apply it on the thinner side, it can pretty much feel like almost closer to stock, as close to stock as possible, but still a bit lubed and more consistent in that regard. So yeah. After you build Geist, can you rate it by saying if it's bass, cringe, or mid, Diego? Yeah, I can, I guess. We love Kiwi, everybody does. I personally still love six mix, or just mix in general. You have to say if it's a W or L board. Fair. Why are the top mounting points so much longer? I noticed that. Oh, they actually mount on these little brackets. You'll still see in a bit. What's 6 mix? Some of my best switches I've had were Hyperglide Browns with a super light application of 6 mix. I have no idea what it is actually. Is it supposed to be like a known mix of greases, or is it like a specific specialized product, or maybe if it's a generic product? What's that? Link us. 6 mix sounds like a secret menu item. Yeah, it sounds like a secret, yeah, for sure, like a secret menu item, like the nobody knows but the manager, or just the real ones who go to the restaurant at a particular time. Isn't it like a lube mix? I don't know. Who mix? Bro, I love who mix. I miss me some hummus of the mango and guayaba. Yum. The Western version of 205 105 mix. Oh, is that right? Oh, it's a Keyspresso lube mix. Oh, interesting. Why the fuck do people buy Krytox mixes when Carbon GS1 and GS2 exist? Because they're not you, Draw. That's why. Because they want. They know what they want, and that's not Carbon GS1 and GS2. Simple. There doesn't have to be a reasonable answer to that question. Oops. This one keeps coming off. I'll just put it back at the end. It's probably because of the cutouts here. a split spacebar. It's a mix of oils and grease meant to replicate this other grease I forget the name of. Probably GHB4. I hate saying GHB4 now. It's like a buzzword. Hasn't it always been? GHB4 has literally always been a buzzword. It's actually a term meant to be a buzzword. Geek hackers lube, for fuck's sake. You call it by the name of forum members? Of course it's a fucking name that's meant to be a buzzword. Our secret formula for fellow geek hackers. Yeah, that's a buzzword, alright. It's meant to generate hype. And, oh, sense of mystery. Top secret. Secret of the trade. You know? You lube scroll wheel encoders? Okay, I got bored of the playlist. Gonna switch it to the 80s feature funk one. Guess it's time for me to make a new mix. No, not really. I think I just tend to... So the thing about music, especially when I'm streaming, is that I'm not really listening to it that closely. So I need something that blends more into the background for me, in my ears, than something that is, like bumpy, you know, like kind of like a lot going. If there's a lot going on, it won't blend. You know what I mean? You know, it's like instrumental music. Where would I buy all this NA lube? Well, in NA, I guess. That's effectively why the jazz playlist, which by the way, is different for everybody. Is we just have access to the same songs, of course, right? That's why for me it blends fine and it gets played, because I actually enjoy it to be blend into the background. I just listen to it like you know, my brain activity somewhere in there is listening to it, but I'm not actively paying attention to it. That's why I find it funny when people like Drew and other people get triggered by the playlist, because of course, like for you as a viewer, as a watcher, you're paying attention to the music too. But I'm not. So I pretty much never feel that way. Actually, I'm like, oh, that's nice. Nice music. I should go back to Victorinox and EK Lube. I actually use Victorinox for my springs, for literally all of them, because it is cheap and works. Once you hear the same playlist for 5.5 years, you start to hate it. Oh, trust me. You know that I also watched a lot of Nathan's streams, right? I wasn't actually in chat talking to people, but I was there for pretty much most of the time. So I did listen to it quite a lot. Not to mention I actually have a subscription to the service. So yeah. And you also, you know where you also hear it? I've heard it in coffee shops. I've heard it in like IRL, okay? Not just in this keyword stream, okay? I've heard it in obviously videos, like YouTube videos out there. You hear it everywhere because it's a subscription service that so many people use. And once you hear it, you're just like, whatever, man. It's just background music at this point. I really don't care. I don't feel sick of it. Neither sick of it nor very caring of it. It's just fine. Okay, so I think we've done all our switches here, so let's get to soldering. We need a lightning core playlist. I wouldn't mind, as long as you guys put music that's just fine for me to put in the background. I really don't care. Like, something chill is fine, you know? Ham radio. K-pop is fine too, by the way. I actually don't mind K-pop. I think people misunderstand that I don't like K-pop, but I do like K-pop. I just don't follow it closely. Eurobeat? I actually do like Eurobeat. Don't mind that. I'm in a Discord where we secretly submit songs and then make a playlist each month where we reveal our submissions. Ooh, that's pretty fun. Is this with friends or just random people? I actually am curious about that more. Strangers or people you know? Like, do you know everybody? Do you just get to know people? What's the deal? Group of friends. Okay, that's very different because I also have done with my group of friends, and that's fun. I can admit that is pretty fun because you kind of know their tastes and you kind of don't in a way, like because they also discover music over time, or you just don't share the same music tastes, but then you kind of grow into it a little bit, which is also pretty sweet. Yeah, that's one way I get introduced to new music too, so it's always fun in that regard. Okay, I'm gonna move this. I'm sorry, what was that about wanting my Chunga's bias again? What do you mean? I like the weight you have. I like the Chungha bias. I like the Chungha bias, yeah. She's great. Dude, you should really check out her songs, man. Her songs are good. She's a great singer and a great dancer, and she has a lot of presence on stage. Trust me. She's actually a very talented musician. I mean, it would work for your Discord, isn't it? The same 10 shit posters? Oh no. Is this mic working fine with a filter? I saw it clip, but I wasn't sure if it was okay. Okay, it's fine. Oh, give me one sec. Yeah. You guys remember that GAF 910 that I recently built? So I actually sent that out, and it was going to the other side of the country, basically, right? Dude, it like made it there in like a day. So fast. pretty sure it was like on a 3-day service or something like that, but it just made it like a day. It's rare. Unheard of, because I usually only hear that kind of story from, like, I don't know, DHL or some shit. UPS. Actually. Can you believe that? Maybe they just had a reason to take everything, whatever they had, in the next flight over or something. And they must have just taken it. But it made it there in like a day. USPS for me has to, sometimes it's, I guess, Amazon Prime level of fast. Yeah, I mean, I have had like, yeah, like small mail sometimes kind of like teleport over to New York, probably because there's a lot of, like, for example, like LA to New York traffic and things like that. So things do arrive really fast like that sometimes. Um, but yeah, UPS or FedEx, that's kind of rare unless it's like express service that you actually pay a ton of money for. And in this case, it wasn't, if I recall, and it just made it so fast, which was nice. Just mentioning it because the person who received it was like, it arrived much earlier than I expected. It's crazy. And I'm like, oh, that's sweet. Thought I would be getting this message later. Rua went to jump off a bridge in Minecraft. Sounds good. Have fun. Does anyone run an icon mod kit lately for WAP black and white or black and white? Actually, yeah. Isn't there a white on black icon mod kit for WAP red Cyrillic? And then for black on white, I don't know if Canon keys ran. No, maybe not. Not with their. No, I think their classic black on white was just icon text, so never mind about that one. But for WAP, there is an icon mod kit with WAP red Cyrillic, which ran through space cables and other global vendors. Probably the best way to get one. Oh yeah, Ankit's WAP Essentials also, I think. Yeah, there was that one too. But yeah, I mean, there exist black and white icon mod kits as well, but that was like a separate run a while back. That probably was like relatively lower quantity. Honestly, though, I think for black on white, though, I would just get the classic black on white set from Canon Keys. I think that set is pretty much, at least I think it's the best form of the set, just because it's like icon text mods plus R5 and all that good stuff. Depends on your preference, I guess. I had the Emiru set when it ran originally, but I sold it. Oh. Oh, classic black and white is on sale. Oh, sweet. I think if you're looking for, I mean, there's also Keycaps, right? Keycaps is currently on sale too, isn't it? Like $50, something crazy like that. On novelties. Also, grrr, how dare you not link my affiliate link, lamp. You, how dare you show Canon Keys on my channel with my rules with no referral link. Grrr, just kidding. OG Keycaps has stem issues after a while. It flies off and soft stems. Oh, really? Oh, never mind though. Forgot about that. Were the novelty sets like the OG Keycaps sets? Though I thought they had that. I thought that ran after the Geon batch, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh, it is? Oh, okay. Thanks, ODM. Also, I have to say, ODM has been a savior. I honestly used to do all the sponsor news stuff because there was always so many announcements, but ODM has been so nice about reposting those to the server. I know that I can just link it over, but yeah, some stuff gets lost when you do a webhook through Discord. So I decided to do it manually for a while. I mean, a while back. Also, sometimes there's some stuff that's just not applicable, like random group by updates. Optimistic dance move. We love ODM. Yeah, I don't know a single person who does not like ODM. TBH. Don't worry, I'll make sure to use your link. I don't care. Do you know how much? Do you guys actually know how much a referral link actually gives people? It's like pennies, man. That's it. It always helps, right? It's all about the numbers. 2%? That's not the type of milk I buy. I buy whole milk only. I will not understand. I will not understand people who buy skim. Can't really. It tastes so much worse. Skim is dog shit. Damn, someone's got real strong feelings here about it. But I mean, yeah, it just doesn't taste that good, man. Where all my good proteins and fats at? Diego, are you not becoming lactose intolerant? No, because I drink milk every single day. Or milk-based drinks, or whatever, that's why. But lactose intolerance is actually a product of not consuming enough of it. Aside from the genetic aspect of being more predisposed to the condition, lactose intolerance also has to do with frequency of consumption. So, yeah, no, I consume a lot of it. Um, so that helps. Or at least that has helped me so far. I know my pretty sure my mom has lactose intolerance, and I know folks and like relatives who also do, but I haven't had issues so far, which is nice. Lactose intolerance is a scale issue, pretty much. I mean, to sum it up, yeah, it's true. Because literally everybody can become lactose intolerant if they don't consume. TIL about lacking toast tolerance. Nice one. Okay, I should have tested the PCB, but I didn't, so I'm just gonna test it with like this now. Um, let's see. Ribbon cable though, man, I'm not a huge fan of ribbon cables, to be quite frank with you. I mean, they work fine. They're not that hard to work with, but they're just small, so they can be a bit of a pain, you know? I can probably develop it as an adult. Are you saying I'm not an adult? Just kidding. No, I mean, I'm sure I could maybe develop in the future. Yeah, probably, like in my like later years. Oh, you're answering to re-info. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, people in your family could be lactose intolerant, and you might not get it, but then later it might hit you. Yeah, integrated USB port is pretty based. TBH. The other boards are like I get the convenience in design aspect, but I do prefer a I do prefer just integrate the USB port, to be honest. Uh, okay, let me put V up here. I just needed to eat more grilled cheeses. Oof, I love grilled cheese so much. Um, just gonna reprogram some keys here. I have no idea what these guys do. Oh, I see. This we can just put it as MO1. It's fine. Rest. Rest is okay, I guess. Key tester. Is the CEO around? He is snapping, but he is around, yeah. Bear went to the bar, asked the tender, one rum and a coke. The tender asked, why the big paws? I was born with them, the bear said. uh, Never mind, don't want to disturb his sleep. He is a good boy, but I mean it's okay. He's actually just napping lightly. He doesn't like deep sleep at this time. He actually goes to bed with us um later on. Well, actually after he plays a little bit on his own, but yeah. He's gonna start doing mass layoffs. Yeah, brother, man's the if you thought the gaming and the tech industry were endangered, watch your back. If Kiwi gets mad, you will see these problems in every single sector. Good night, chat. Please fill out the K-pop form. Wait, there's a K-pop form? I didn't even realize, but okay. Link form again? Oh, thank you. Someone just pinned that. There. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Okay. That's that. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the build guide really quick. And it looks like link the rotary encoder with the daughter board by connecting the ribbon cable. Sure. Um, Make sure the blue blah blah blah. Oh, actually, just stay connected. Okay. Okay, sweet. All right, so time to assemble this bad boy. Let's see. Follow the instructions here. Put the unity of PC plate switches on the bottom case. So the bottom case would be this guy over here. Hmm. Fasten the daughter board with the M2 screw. Two screws. Let's see, there are 5 of them. Quite a few. Is this Torx? That is Torx. Torx means I need T6 probably. This. You'll eventually take the need to take the bottom of the frame. Yeah, I figured I need to split them apart. I just left them here just so that they wouldn't like bang up against each other or something like that. But yeah, I figured out how to split it also because of those brackets. Let's take this out. Okay, so you put the top and the bottom case together. They basically self-align because there's these alignment pins or like these protruding portions, so just kind of fits together nicely. Okay, sweet. And now we insert the silicone brackets using, so over here, triangle icon should be at the top. Okay, triangle icon at the top. So these brackets just basically hold it right here. Just basically fits that specific assembly exactly. So just holds it in place together. So, those guys on. Oh, it's a cool assembly actually. It's like a little sandwich with fasteners. With these little brackets. Rubber? These are rubber fasteners. That's a weird way to mount the board. Yeah, it's interesting. It is definitely. It's kind of like a sandwich mount, you know. Okay, and then yeah, basically this is the sandwich, you know. Yeah, weird mounting for a weird keyboard. Fair enough. Flip the case upside down. This is the. Yeah. Okay, that's the top, right? Flip the case upside down. Fasten the bottom. Oh wait, no, the bottom case or top case. So this guy. So these guys get assembled through these. This is a T8. Using the countersunk portion here. So 7 of them. Vary of the time. Yeah. Yeah, definitely the starting from the design language to the assembly process and all that, it's definitely different. And it's interesting, it's cool. Kind of definitely reminds me a lot of what the Box 75 kind of did in terms of like the Box 75 effectively was a little different at the time when it came out too. Oh, it's a little tight here. 1, 2, 3. Those 2 screws as well. Okay. Are you planning on getting any new boards this year? I have to be frank, I'm not sure. Probably not. I mean, rather, I think the chances of me not getting anything new are higher than me getting anything new. I will be frank, I was a little torn on the what's that board called? The CLS SE, the LZ one, because I do like the classic look, but I ultimately decided against it just because I figured I have boards that are pretty similar in function and form. And but yeah, I kind of felt a little bit of that LZ FOMO to be honest, and debated it, but then decided ultimately against it. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know why this screw is not quite lining up. Maybe I should unscrew this slightly and maybe shift it very little bit. Yeah, I might get maybe like maybe the dodgy board that's coming up, or but yeah, probably not. There's not much I think I'm like looking to get, frankly. Oh, is this screw like not fully screw hole, not fully tapped or something? Or not lining up? I'm not sure if it's either or. See any dust here? Let me see. Maybe there's dust. See the I see the tapped portion, but it's not quite screwing in all the way. That's funny. That's weird. Oh my god, it's like the Type Machina logo. It's funny. Yeah, I guess. I guess so. Hold on, I'm gonna check that screw hole just to double check, make sure that it's just because it was maybe not fully tapped, or if it's because it's just not perfectly lined up. I have a feeling it could be either. Oh, lamp with the gifted sub. Thank you. Hi, Kim. How are you? These brackets a little hard to take out, actually. Got my color samples in today. Nice upgrade from the old pattern coloring. Yeah, I have them in the baggie up here. I pretty much I threw away my packaging immediately. I took a picture and posted it to server though. I'm not sure if you saw. But yeah, the double shot caps are pretty nice. The GMK color samples. Is that OG Dolch? Yeah. Mine managed to stay pretty much perfect in the packaging somehow. Oh, I see. Yeah, it probably just didn't shift. Maybe mine shifted in the process of putting the like in between the process of actually like putting it in the cardboard and going into the shrink wrap. So mine was probably already shifted over like that before it even made it to, I guess in this case, Canon keys, right? It'll take off every scar. Okay. Yeah, it is quite dusty looking. Sure, this screw got tapped all the way. Let's see though. Let's try a mock screw. Well, on the other side, it goes in pretty nicely up to here. And then on this side, where I'm having issues screwing it in, it's not. And it is most likely because the screw is not, rather the tap doesn't seem to go all the way. Yeah, that's my thought. Probably this one will probably benefit from using a shorter countersunk screw. I don't know if I have any that are much shorter than this. So maybe I'll just let the client know that that maybe they can just get a short countersunk screw for this less tapped hole. I think it didn't get tapped all the way, probably because there was gunk or dust from the factory in the way when they were tapping it. So yeah. Oh well. Okay, so tapped threads in aluminum can be scary. Prefer helicoils? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have a tapping kit right now. If I did, I'll just do it. But do I have one? Wait, give me a sec. I might have something. I might have had a re-tapping kit thingy. BRB. BRB. Maybe dirty? Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a little dirty. And so I was trying to clean it up, but it wasn't really cleaning up fully. And it does look like the taps kind of go in only a certain part of the way. Let me check if I have a screw kit. Okay. Guess not. So, we're just gonna keep going with that one screw left alone. So just go ahead and re-sandwich it. The little tabs again. Hmm. Okay. So back where we were was putting these countersunk screws. Well, that doesn't work. And be still enough sandwiching, so leave that alone. Okay. Next part would be attach the housing on the bottom case and make sure it's horizontally straight. Okay. It's rather on the opposite side like this. Green M 2.5 at the blocker notch of the housing, then attach silicone feet to the bottom case. Eagle, I want O2's Philco PCB to go up already. What do we need to get that going? It's just availability for Trife and Juan. Okay, and then rubber feet. Dude, you had a Sakura Philco lead and you didn't get it. I'm surprised. That's a shame. That's a real bummer. Flip the half moon on its back and slide the board into the slot of the half moon. Okay. So like this. Okay. Flip open the silicone feet in the half moon's bottom. Open. Fasten it with 2M3. Open. Oh, okay. This one, Diego, let me see. Oh, that's just a regular pink one. Oh, for a second I thought it was like the cherry blossom Filco. I was like, dude, no way you missed that. There's another boy 66. Can you believe that these Filcos used to be so much more expensive before? If you want something from Mercari, I can proxy for you. Oh, thank you. I haven't really looked for anything in recent weeks or months really. But yeah, the pink ones are not that rare. So should be just a matter of waiting till there's another one around. Push the feedback again. Press to fit the knob to the rotary encoder stem. Press fit. Oh, sweet. Okay. Very nice. Yeah, slide the accent on the notch. Is a blocker too? Yeah, it is a blocker. Okay. Oh, it's magnetic. I see. Voila. There we have it. It's assembled. This one screw didn't go in just because of a mistapped hole, but otherwise it's done. Can't believe people actually want Filcos now. I know, right? Kind of crazy. Full circle is right, though. Old is good now. When has old been bad? I know you guys throw shade at old people like ourselves, but old is good. For my friends, oh, so we're friends. Oh, that's so nice of you. Okay, so what key set do we put on this? This is an interesting board. You know, actually with this warm tone, right? This has this like really warm tone. I actually do feel like a set like GMK Klassiker actually might look pretty good on this. But I don't know what you think. Like, it could be with the accents maybe. I don't know. Actually, what accents did it have? I can check it out. Let me get the set. I have it right here. Somewhere around here. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's here. So let's see. USB port on this is on the left side. Let's just make sure that it works. Yeah, it does. And now is this too like too blendy color? It pretty much blends right in with this. Well, let's just do it. Fuck it. This has shifts, controls, and alts, right? Yeah. Okay. 2 on the nose. I forgot to vote for a keycap. There was no vote. Oh, you mean you forgot to use your points or something? Yeah, got it. Oh, this will look good. Suggest Boneyard or Nines. I mean, this works too, actually. Compared to those specific ones. Actually, like, this is very close to Boneyard. It's kind of like Copium Boneyard, essentially. I mean, it's really very close. Isn't Umka also like that too? Oh wait, let's try these accents. I think these accents might look nice. Umka is a bit more yellow, yeah. Yeah, it is. Pretty board, weird but pretty. Yeah, I do agree with that. It is definitely very very unique. I like it. At least as a statement piece, I have to say it's a heck of a statement piece board. Like it does look very unique. It's a marvel of over engineering. Yeah. Factual. Yo, Yavin, hello. How are you? What's new? Yavin, was I right that I heard that you got together with some artisan people recently? I thought someone mentioned it in the server. Like, I think, was it Ankit? The Bay Area? Or that, you know. Does the top row flex more than the bottom row because of uneven length mounting points? The bottom does feel pretty... no, not really, to be honest. I think that what you're seeing might just be the desk mat softness. In Artisan Rabbit Hole? Yes, great meetup. Oh, nice. Oh, shit. Patty. Hello. Oh, hi, Lydia, what's up? Diego. Hi. How's it going? I finally caught you live. Yeah, I definitely haven't been streaming too often, so. Hi, Patty, how's it going? Hi, friends. If you don't know me, I'm Diego. I build keyboards as well. We're currently putting keycaps on this board. This would look great with Mod Musing's X-ray caps. Not gonna lie, that was an interesting set reveal. I don't know. Yeah, that would actually look kind of cool. It would definitely look unique with this board. The board is unique already. I think that set would also really complement the uniqueness aspect of it. This will look great. Okay. Can someone make a poll? So to demonstrate to Avo that this would look great with Wob, yes or no? Can we just do that poll just for fun? Is Avo actually right? I've been here before. I know. Anyway, Patty, thank you so much for the raid. I too enjoy some Wob. I'm a Wob enjoyer. I mean, I love my monochrome stuff, you know? But on bright colored boards like these, like this one, I don't think you want to waste Wob on it. Wob just looks great on black and more like darker tone boards. Wow, why are there so many yeses? Why are there so many yeses? Oh my god. Y'all. That's a little sad. Oh, Drua put yes at the bottom? Isn't it normal yes, no? Bad UI UX poll. Where's the A on this? Is this personal or client? This is client. Let's try these accents. I do think the monochrome look on this would look clean, but I also kind of want to see what the accents look like. So I'm just going to try them. If you don't like them, we can yeet them, because I know it's not going to be like an even look. I actually like this. Oh, is this Elvin? What's up? Rare appearance. Hello, I am honored. Okay, chat has spoken. 13 to 12? I'm just so surprised by that result, though. How is it possible that half of the poll replies actually do mean it that it would look good with WAP? I'm a little shocked, to be honest. Stop the steal. I'm here always lurking. Oh well, I appreciate that even more then. Thank you. Ooh, this looks nice though. Also, Eggy Sando, hello. This BGM slaps. I'm glad you like it. Gam's playlists are nice. Use most expensive resin for most expensive board. I do have a piece of resin that doesn't really like match it, but it's expensive, yeah. So does, like, I guess market value wise or whatever, if that even matters. OG try? No, I wouldn't put OG try on this. That's a waste of OG try, so to speak. Only class? Nah, it's not. Gotta at least match it, you know? At least. You would put OG try on this? I think that's bad taste. It's like you would put it on a set that's not basically WAB. You said expensive? I said it had to match somehow. Someone else said expensive, by the way. I'm just following along. Put a wing nut? I don't have a wing nut, so it doesn't matter. But I can put this one. Hunger Key. This is a fairly recent get. Can't show it up close because of the focal length. Oh shit, is that Kappa's themed? Yeah. Scary, yeah, kind of scary. That's for sure. Ooh, Kappa's themed artisans on this? Actually? I think I have them around. Give me a second. Let me get. Okay. Happen around here. Here. We can do that. Why not? Okay, I'm gonna get one more. I'll be right back. BRB. Okay, I am back. I was just needed to get an artisan from a board. So, and then got some water too. Okay. So, going with the idea of cat buzz themed, went to get these fellas. So, sorry, I think I pressed the home button on that. Have an empty scene. So maybe I'll arrange them by height, sorta. So cute that a man decided to immortalize a hockey puck by attaching it to his keyboard. It's a good one. All men like WAP, black and white, and beige. Lol. You misspelled black and white with Dolge. I think the second one should have been Dolge. But I mean, yeah, of course, that's true. Let's see now. Let's get to type on this. So let's see, typing. That Ganyu Desma is so cute. I know, right? I really like it. It's definitely been one of my favorite recent Desmats that I've gotten. Alright, let's get to this. WAP Dolce and Beige. Wait, Diego, what? Is that a Garbo next to the backspace? Yeah. Any opinion on return versus enter? I believe return is used because it's like a carriage return, right? So I feel like if you're trying to do something that's supposed to be something historically relevant, or like kind of like a nod to something old, I think return is probably might be more correct, I think, right? I actually don't know. There's probably people who argue these minutiae. I think return is supposed to be right, and enter, like, I believe was supposed to be for like numpads and the like, right? Like numerical entry. But I think technically both are fine. At least personally, I don't care for my sets. I do think I'm more used to enter though. Seeing like return on some sets has definitely been ha ha ha, like a nod and a blast of the past, like a return of the return key. But I don't dislike it, but I think I am definitely more visually used to enter as a legend than return. What are your thoughts on angry alt, basically on anti-sets? I actually like them. I actually like alt GR, alt graph. I actually think they look different there. So I actually do like them. I do agree that the symmetry of having duplicate alts on both sides of the spacebar is pretty visually appealing, but I don't necessarily think that it needs to be that case, like always. Also, I'm moving the camera a little bit because I figure it's a little too close. So I'm like trying to move that along. Sorry. Oops. I think it's the. Oh, sorry. It's the tripod getting stuck. Let me switch the camera first. My least favorite mod legend of all time is Caps Lock as Caps. I do agree with that one. 100%. That's the worst. And Buxp. That's a bad one too. Hate that. Strongly dislike that. Alright, I just wanted to make sure that the keyboard was in full view. That's why I decided to move the camera a little bit. I've been like really taking my time with this build today. Alright, let's get to it. I'm gonna move the mic over. Okay, I think the mic should be back. What graph to alternate, you know what I mean? Basil was telling me about how he thinks all GR on ANSI is bullshit. I do think sticklers to original layout, or like the way it should be on XYZ language layout, people are 100% always gonna be like, yeah, alt graph is wrong on ANSI. It should be alt and alt, or and things like that. But yeah, I get it. I think that's a fair and very reasonable comment. But I personally like that it looks different. So yeah. I don't really think it looks that ugly, so that's not a concern for me, at least. Okay, let's get to try this out. So today we have our Geist from Geistmaschine, or I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but the Geist. This is built with Kailh creams. This is this kind of like floating design because you know, it's kind of just this flat piece that's being sustained by this back half moon accent. It does have this magnetic blocker here that just attaches as an accent as well. We have currently GMK Klassiker for the key set mounted on this board. And yeah, so Kailh creams and an aluminum plate. We have no foam other than the case foam, just to prevent it from bottoming out. And that's about it. All right, let's get to try it out. Alright, so that's what it sounds like. I agree with Conan. The spacebar is pretty good. I do really like how the spacebar sounds, but the overall alpha section just sounds pretty hollow, right? I think that's not questionable, right? It definitely sounds hollow. The spacebar does sound good. I actually wonder if maybe what we can do is tape out the flex cuts and see if that helps. Maybe it's that kind of traveling in the case. And I would assume that would help a pretty decent bit. I do think a lot of that sound is due to the way I think it's meant to be, or rather no. The plate foam would help a lot in this case, right? To fill out that space. But because it's absent, right? Same with the PE foam. It pretty much is just reverberating inside of this case, which is fairly hollow, and I guess that's where the sound is coming from. But yeah, I think the spacebar, on the other hand, it sounds really good. And actually, the characteristic sound of the creams actually do sound good on this. I do think slight modding, like things like the flex cuts and things like that, could probably improve that a lot more. Actually, if this had a non-flex cut option for the PCB, I think it would also be very nice. But anyway, here are the mods for now. I will say, typing feel, that's something that's worth commenting on, is that it doesn't feel soft, okay? It feels soft enough to say like it's kind of like a sandwich, like an isolated gasket sandwich mount, but with not very soft gaskets. It effectively feels more like a sandwich mount. Okay, it's not very flexy. It certainly is not soft. Like the bottom mount is just pretty solid. So it feels more like a bottom mount, sandwich mount type of board. Just in case you're curious about that. I do imagine that could be different depending on what plate you use. But at least in the case of the aluminum here, it does feel pretty solid. Is the knob smooth and solid feeling? I can like move it around. Like, you mean this part? This is the knob. This is just a regular RØDE encoder, so it has that like kind of like ratcheting sound, right? But it itself, like the knob itself is smooth. The anodizing on this board has a little bit of like this sandiness to it. It slightly like has a slightly striated look, and it has this like slight grit to it, a slight bit of like grippiness to it. So it's not like completely smooth, but it does have a little bit of texture to it, right? You can kind of like tell from how it sounds when I rub it like this. It has that texture, so like you're touching a very fine bits of like sand or something like that. It does feel like kind of like dry, I guess. But yeah, that's the overall feel of the case here. Okay, so I actually do want to try maybe like taping those flex cuts shut. I do think it could bring out a little bit more of the sound, so maybe we can do that and then we can try it out again. It is stone, after all. So it's like sandstone or something like that. Is that what it's called? Or like, did you guys say that, I think? Alright, let me see these screws here. Amstone. Okay, yeah, it's these guys here first. So sandstone, yeah. Yeah, so it definitely has that like powdery. Yeah, powdery is the right word. Has that powdery like texture to the touch. So gotta take those out. And so this is basically the accent here that gets wedged between the two pieces. I mean, along the piece here. What was it? Oh yeah, the magnetic blocker. And then we have a screw here. This assembly has a decent number of steps, what I can feel. I'm trying to trace back. I'm gonna look at the build guide just in case. Build guide, knob, accent, and then screw. Okay, yeah, I should be able to remove the housing now. It's just kind of friction fit a little bit. How's the anode quality? The quality of this piece itself it's like pretty smooth for it being stone. But yeah, no, it's actually pretty smooth. I would say it's not like it's not. I would say it's not like I don't know, like what people would call like Singa kind of like board smooth, right? Dell quality. But it's still smooth enough that I would say like, but it does still have a little bit of that like sandy texture to it. So I guess if you don't like that, then it's something that you might be like, oh, maybe I should reconsider the board for the finish quality. Okay, that's that. And then to get to the PCB, the stone isn't anodized, I see. The moon and the other parts are? Okay. So the stone would be just the bottom, right? This part? The main part where the logo is engraved? Okay, that's 6 screws. And then gotta get these brackets out. I'm gonna play the music again so you guys don't get too bored. The top, actually? Okay, the top. Oh, okay, yeah, got it. It is a pretty interesting assembly, though. Basically, these tabs being like holding the, like sandwiching these pieces together, and then finally you have like the parts here just kind of laying on top. So it's definitely different. Okay, I need to undo this. I guess it's more of a pain to undo the ribbon cable and put it back on than to undo this. So one thing that kind of sucks about the design is the part that if you do have to go back in, it's a few it's like pretty sizable number of screws and these little brackets that you have to worry about. So yeah, there's quite a few little parts to worry about. Okay, so we got that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get some tape. Should be right here. The dangling the DB always gets me sweating. Yeah, like ribbon cable hell is not super. I don't know. I still don't love these thin ass ribbon cables that some keyboards use to connect the DBs and like other parts. Just seems, I don't know, not my thing. Wish they just use like cable channels or something and just use regular cables. Alright, let's tape these flex cuts. Okay. Last row. That's like a lot of gaps. And that's done. Ribbon cables, JST connectors, IMO also don't have being that sturdy. Yeah. Oh yeah, because of the SMD component part. That's true. That is true. Like sometimes there's just not much solder that goes into that section, the SMD part. So it ends up being pretty flimsy. I mean, you know, there's stories of people like ripping out their connector portion on the board. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, that sounds better, I think, but we'll see. I think at least the sound will improve, or at least will probably sound more prominent compared to earlier. Okay, line that up. Now, bracket time. Okay, now that I've done it like 2 times or so, it's pretty easy. Brackets. Integrated USB best? I still agree. Okay, and then screws. Sandwich it together. Okay, it's done. And the next part would be what would be the next part? The back piece, I think. The accent. Oh no, the bottom. The frame. Yeah. Lastly, this part here. Also, this board uses 3 different size screws, so if you don't have these Torx tools, you have to get them. I don't think I saw hardware, fastening hardware in the box, so it kind of does assume that you have that, probably. Okay, and lastly, knob and accent. Okay, that's it. So we get to check it out once again. Next time we can do it with the flex cuts taped up. So I can stop the music now. And let's try it out again. Now we have it with flex cuts taped up. There's the Geist with Kailh creams on an alu plate with the case foam inside. All right, here you go. Oh, I almost, I was doing pretty well, but choked at the end. But yeah, that sounds pretty good, right? That sounds a lot better with the tape cuts. A lot better. A lot of that like unpleasant K sound went away. So yeah, much louder. I mean, decently louder actually, not much louder. It's actually already, it was already kind of on the louder side. But definitely a little bit louder and a bit clearer. So yeah, here are the mods. So that's it. Perfect board for a CEO and writing letters of termination. Yeah, I actually kind of wish you could spin this. This would be a cool thing that you could spin. If I could spin this for fun, that would be kind of cool. But it's just an accent piece. Oh, by the way, we gotta do the ultimate test, however. How could I forget the ultimate test? The ultimate test. Does this board paper? Will it paper? Oh, I guess it doesn't paper. It passes the test. Oh, will it paper? Oh! Oh no. Oh no, boys. Boys and girls, it papered in the half moon. L keyboard. No! It was so good until it got to the half moon. It pains me to say this is an L keyboard. But not really, it's actually pretty nice. PayPal chargeback time. So much for German precision and engineering. No, actually, this, I would say this is a pretty W board in the sense that at least it's very unique. It's very costly, but very unique. So I do give it a huge amount of credit in terms of creative. It's definitely creative. It's definitely out there. Well, okay, you know, top left side knob. It's been done. If you've seen it. Actually, however, I will repeat this over and over again, and I've said this a lot of times. Left hand side knob for a right hand side mouse user makes much more sense than having a knob here. So I actually appreciate that this knob is here because I can do stuff with the knob while I still use the mouse. So that's nice. So I actually do appreciate the knob placement on the left side instead of the right side if you're a right hand mouse user. So that part is nice. I actually do appreciate how this elevates, you know, this half moon does elevate this entire thing. The typing angle is actually not very steep, okay? The typing angle, I believe, is like 5.5 or 6 degrees or something. Actually, let me check. Let me check the exact typing angle. I believe with this, it's a little bit more actually, maybe. Geist. Typing angle. Specs. Where is it? Specs. Oh, it doesn't say here. Is it 6, 7? 5.5. I was not wrong. I thought I totally read that like quickly, but it is 5.5 apparently. This is the lighter version, therefore the more affordable version. That is true. I believe the expensive version is full of heavy metals. I actually think the quote-unquote more affordable version is nicer in terms of more movable, okay? I actually personally do still prefer the sound of aluminum cases instead of like having too much of heavy materials, as a, you know, in terms of like a ratio of heavy, like of heavy versus light material composition. Like, you know, having a nice big brass weight is nice, but I don't need the entire thing to be made out of brass, right? Please stand it on the half moon. Oh yeah, you can stand it on the half moon like this. So it does second as a display stand, I suppose. This should be another keyboard test. Does it display stand? Does it half moon though? Will it moon? Will it half moon? Not even Tony Hawk will half moon. Wait, that sounds wrong. But whatever. Anyway, pretty cool board nonetheless. I think creativity wise, I think this is a very, very cool board. I do appreciate the accent blocker and whatnot. Like, I appreciate the overall aesthetic of the board. It's actually very unique. It actually does really stand out, and it does really look different. If that was the goal of this piece, it certainly does the job, right? Like, I definitely think so. So yeah. Can you do a typing test with the board on the built-in stand? What do you mean on the built-in stand? Thanks, Diego. Going to tape up mine now too. Yeah, I think you should. I think it does sound a lot nicer with the flicks cuts taken away, basically. I don't have the T stand or whatever that's called. I just have this one, but yeah, we can try. I can just flip it up on the stand and type. Oh, but the problem, the cable is an issue, right? Because I don't want to like bend my cable. I'm gonna be very careful about this. Yeah, I don't know about that, Chief. I don't wanna break my cable. Right angle USB adapter. Yeah, that's what I need. Oops, this came off because it's not fit perfectly. There you go. But I feel like half moon was the obvious choice for USB port position. I actually did wonder about that. Why is the cable here and not here? Or like, I don't know. Maybe we can have one. Oh, kind of like the like, you know how like OEM boards have a little like a little indent for the integrated cables to go through. Then wouldn't that be kind of cool? Or what if I could like kind of like hide the cable or something? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I guess I'm assuming the designer went through all these iterations and it just wasn't to his idea. Integrated rotary encoder, that was the idea. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But anyway, I do think this board looks pretty cool. So, at least for the people who purchase this board thinking that it's a display piece, it certainly is. So yeah, when I did see it for the first time, like on Geekhack and other, like on Instagram and like whatnot, I did think it's a bit of a gimmick. It's a lot, and obviously for the expensive version of this one, it was just too much money to even consider. So it wasn't, yeah. And also, I don't use 65% that much, so it wasn't necessarily my favorite layout either. But yes, it does get people talking. Yeah, that's true. All right, let's wrap up soon. But in the meantime, here is the side view here. Maybe this will be for our thumbnail. So there we have our Geist, looking very nice and tidy. But it's a very nice looking board. So there it is. 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, I also did not expect to see a Geist myself, so I'm pretty pleased and honestly very thankful that the client was nice to send this and let me build it on stream as well. So yeah, I guess that's about it as far as this board is concerned. But you guys let me know if you guys have any questions or if I missed anything from you. I don't think I did. But yeah, let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and check if there is somebody to raid at this time. So let's go and do that. So I did have some other boards to build coming up. So I do want to talk a little bit about that. But basically, I have a Matrix Kaiju that I'm was going to build. I decided that I'm actually gonna build that off stream because that was the initial request. I did build the Matrix 8XV 3.0, the Coco Goat one that we just did last time. So I figured that kind of substitutes in for what the Matrix Kaiju would be like. But I probably will post like pictures and maybe like a typing test of the Kaiju version 1, like on my socials and stuff. So you'll probably see that, but you won't see it on stream. Maybe if I have it built and I haven't sent it back out, you'll probably get to see it. Maybe I'll just show it briefly and be like, oh hey, I built this offline. Here it is, check it out. But then we'll build something else that particular stream. And for upcoming stuff, I guess we just have I have a mode loop prototype around. Later in February we have the Albatross TKL from Ikigai, and I also just got in the Tech Bear TB8 TKL through Kailh. So I'll be building that prototype at some point later this month. I do have a Silhouette and a Tofu 65 2.0 that I have to build as well, and I think someone's also sending in their parts for like a derivative. So there's a bunch of boards coming up, anywhere between 60% on TKL. So you'll get to see me build those too shortly. So yeah. All right, let's wrap it up. To raid, I see Mr. Geo is currently on. I see Stacy is currently on. So we can raid whomever you would like to watch. I don't think, let me, can I know how long they've been streaming? I see also Clackbait's also streaming. But yeah, there's a bunch of people actually. So we can just raid one person. I'm sure they all pass it onward. So let's go raid. Let's go raid Stacy. Stacy Smash. And let's just raid over there. They're building she's building a QK100 in pink. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Good night. Take it easy. And see ya.